Hello everybody, I'm Misha Dahlia, and today I'll be talking to you all about my book journal. So I just created this book journal about a month ago, almost a month ago, and I love it so much. It's so useful to keep track of all of the books that I've read so far. And even though I recently just created this book journal, like I started I started tracking down the books that I've read since January. So basically this whole book journal consists of all of the books that I've read so far in the year of 2021, and I feel like it's a really cool idea, you know, to keep track of all of the books that I've read so far, and because I have I have a really bad memory, and I often forget what the book that I've read about, like what's going on in the book that I've read before. So by having this book journal, it makes it easier to sort of like pick up and understand the key components or elements that happen in the book. So I'll be telling you what's inside my book journal and how I basically list down all of the books that I've read. So let's get to that. So over here we have the cover page. I printed these out, and also the calligraphy, as you can see in the middle here, it says 2021 Bojo. Bo is book and Jo is a journal, so book journal. I printed these because I suck at calligraphy. I can't calligraph at all, so I actually designed this on the app Canva, and I printed it out and I pasted it on my book. And then here is a dried flower that I have in my room, so I just pasted it there because to make it look prettier. So the book that I use is just a normal gridded notebook. It's a size A5. This is size A5, and it's thick enough. I mean, it depends on how many books that you're planning to read, but my reading goal this year is 50, so the amount of pages is quite sufficient. I mean, it depends on how many books that I can manage to read this year. So far I've read 30 plus books, and I have listed them all down. You can see there's book number 30 from Look of With Love. This is the last book I read in the month of May. So now it's June 9th, and I've read one book so far, which is A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. And I feel like I've read another book, but I forgot what book it was. Like I said, memory problems. And then after the cover page, I also printed these out. The font, I got it from Canva, and then the background I took it from Pinterest. It's just basically like an old newspaper kind of background to make it look aesthetic. And then I added the font, and it says monthly wrap up. And then over here we have January, and then I added a really pretty gridded sticky note as well. And then I listed all of the books that I've read and the ratings. So on the orange color is the ratings. I'm not sure if you can see it, it's not very clear, but the orange color is the ratings, and here's the list of books I've read. So in January I read 12 books. So here's all the 12 books. So that's the monthly thing, and for every month I will write that out. For January I read 12, and then for February, unfortunately, I only read one, Wuthering Heights. So there you have Wuthering Heights. And then March I read 5 books, and then we have the things. Then April, and so on and so forth. So for every book that I read in the month of January, I would put the number there. So this is the first book I've read in January and in 2021 basically. So then we have number 2, number 3, up until number 12. So this is book number 12 that I read, which is Until Friday Night. I have yet to read the review yet because I didn't have time to do so. And then for February, I read only one book, Wuthering Heights, but I don't write the number 1 again. I write number 13 so that it's easier for me to identify how many books I've read in the year instead of just putting like 1 2 3 and then 1 2 3 and then 1 2 3 and just start all over again. So I just pick up where I left off. So for example, in January I only read 12 books, so starting for February I read the number 13 instead of number 1 again. Yeah, so it continues for every month. So for April I read 1 book, and then for May I read 11 books. So these are all the ratings. And then for June, I have yet to put it yet because we're still in the month of June. So for every book review that I wrote, I would put, okay, for example, this is the first book that I read, which is After Ever Happy by Anna Todd. And I would color the stars. So I rated it a 3 out of 5 stars. And I colored the star orange, as you can see. So it's like, it pops because it's orange, you know? And then for the ratings, what I write is basically what I think of the book and a brief description of what's going on, just a brief one, because I don't want to be saying like from A to Z what basically happens in the book, because that in the end I would be talking about it too much. But I want to only specify on how I feel about a book rather on writing down what happens in the book. You know what I mean? It depends for everyone really on how you want to review a book, but this is like my way of reviewing it. The last book that I read in the month of May was From Look Off With Love. This is my review, and I rated it a 5 out of 5 stars because Ivan and Jasmine, oh my heart, I love it so much. Go read it if you haven't read it yet. It's amazing. Yeah, so that's basically it. This is a very short video because I just feel like talking about it because I'm just so proud of this book. This is my first time creating something like this. I am not artistic. When it comes to like journaling, I just don't have the creativity and the idea on how to decorate it to make it look nice, to make it look presentable. So this is nice in my opinion because I'm no artist. I don't know, but I'm very proud of this one, so I just thought I'd talk about it. And I hope that this will help some of you to create your own book journal. It's easy to like, you know, just go back and to see like, oh, I felt this way about this book. And over time, if you reread the book and you feel like your feelings about the book has changed, you can just simply like put it in another page and rewrite what you felt about the book and compare it with how you felt before. And then I felt that, yeah, all in all, totally recommend you making your own book journal. As a reader, I totally recommend it because it's very helpful, I guess, and you can keep track of all of the books that you read before. If you guys do end up creating your own book journal, let me know and we can exchange ideas and book recommendations. And yay! Okay, bye, see you guys next time.